Hello and welcome back to my little patch of heaven. I figured I'd give you guys a little tour through my virtual garden on the plans that I have and how everything's being laid out. So far, we've planted lettuce, I did the strip lettuce, we've planted garlic, and we've planted carrots. And that's as far as we've gotten. And you've seen all my little seed babies, that my onions, my broccoli, my Swiss chard, my butterhead lettuce, my tomatoes. I have one dill, one parsley, and a few baby dills, one rosemary seedling, and other than that, all the other seeds from 2001 that did not germinate. So, is what it is. Saw that coming, just wanted to see if it would happen. But, I'm going to show you on my garden app what the garden's going to look like and how we're going to plan it out. So, let's do that, and then bear with me because I'm going to show you through my phone because I'm not exactly quite sure how to mesh one video with another video without it messing up in a way. And then with the editing software that I have isn't quite up to par, I would say, for that, because it's the free version, but just bear with me on that. But this is going to be exciting, so let's do that. Alright, so it is a little bit blurry because this camera does not want to focus, but gotta work with what I got. As of right now, we've already planted the lettuce, which I have right here, our loose leaf lettuce, which is in this bed, the 4x8. And next to the loose leaf lettuce, we'll be planting spinach here shortly, and the butterhead lettuce. So the spinach I'm going to plant by seed, and then the butterhead lettuce I already have in the Bonnie containers. And next to the butterhead lettuce, we're going to have the Swiss chard. And we already have the Swiss chard, I just possibly need a little bit more or not. So we shall see. And then next to the Swiss chard, we have, there we go, sorry about that, we have basil and we have oregano. So we have 4 plants of basil, 2 oregano, and that'll be a little herb base right here. And then next to that we have our radishes, and I have 2 different varieties of radish that I'm going to do, and hopefully they will taste good. So the first radish that we have is a champion, and it's harvested in 28 days. So this guy will go rather quickly, which I think is nice. And then the second one that I have is a watermelon radish, and it's harvested in 60 days. That'll take a little bit longer, but I'm really intrigued on how this one will taste. So these are the 2 radish varieties that I have that we're going to try out. So back to the garden. Next to the radishes, we have green beans. I have about 6 green beans here, and I'm going to trellis them up, and hopefully they will do well in this spot. I do have the stakes for it, and I do have, I'm not doing a wire, I'm doing like a green mesh to keep them up. And I will be buying the green beans from Bonnie's because I don't have green bean seeds. So that's the first bed. Let me tap out of that. There we go. So sorry for the quality. In the second bed, that's the 4x4, is where I've planted the garlic and the carrots. We still need to plant 2 marigolds, which I've left space for. And then we have a row of chives. Next to the chives we have 2 plants of thyme, which I plan on doing a French thyme and a German thyme. And then we have cilantro right here, 3 parsley plants, and 1 rosemary plant. hoping the rosemary plant does what it's supposed to do. Don't know if rosemary hates me or not, but just doesn't want to grow for me, so I'm going to give it one more try this year. So that's this bed. Sorry, my screen keeps going dark on me. Over here, I had to reorganize because the 10 by 10 is actually not a 10 by 10. We had to shrink down the dog kennel that was a 10 by 10 and put it on this frame. And this frame is an 8 by 8. So I lost 2 feet both ways. Sad, but we'll work with it. So I did have green beans in this bed, and I did have potatoes in this bed, and now plans have changed. Now we have 2 pumpkins, and then I'm going to try corn, and we're going to do like the 3 sisters method. So I have a squash, corn, and more squash. This is going to be zucchini, and I need a lot of zucchini because I'm going to make zucchini bread, zucchini muffins, and zucchini cookies. And then next to the zucchini, I have the tomato plants. We have 3 early girls and 2 fadoodles. They're golden sun, I think. They're the small little cherries that you can just eat. They're really good. So that's what we're going to be doing for the 8 by 8. And then the tri-tier beds that I put together up against the shed, we have the bottom tier and the middle tier going to be filled with broccoli. And then on top of that, I have 2 cucumber plants that I'm going to trellis up the side of my shed. And I need to get 6-foot fencing poles for that, so that's what I need to do on my to-do list. So the cucumbers are going to go here now instead of in the 8 by 8. And then in the next tri-tier bed, we have the Walla Walla onions on the bottom tier. We have the yellow onions in the middle tier, and I'm going to put the potatoes in the top tier. And whatever other potatoes I have left over, there's that one bed that I had that I built with nails and couldn't undo, and it's still in pretty good shape. So we're going to go and paint that, make it all nice and pretty, and then turn that into a potato bed, and I'm going to keep it close to the house because I'm going to give my daughter that responsibility. So once again, we have the 2 4x8s, the lettuce bed and the garlic and carrot bed, the 8x8 with all the squash, and then all the goodies in the tri-tier. Again, I apologize for the blurriness. This is the best I can do at this moment until I figure out how I can manage to stick this onto here. Okay, so if you guys were wondering about this app, it is called Veg Plotter. It's a very nice app. It has a free trial that you can do. Well, not really a trial, but you could do a gardening plan, but it has to be a small one. It gives you a certain amount of plants that you can use until you do their premium, and then you get unlimited amount of plants, and you only pay like $4 or something a month for it. So I think that's pretty good. And with that, it also gives you what you name your garden. Like mine is the Garden Project. It gives you what kind of plants you have in your area, and it gives you jobs. So if it's early in the planting season, it'll tell you when you can plant, when you should start seeding, when you should start transplanting, and it'll even tell you when it's time to harvest. So that's really cool. I really like this app, so it's really nice. Other than that, there's some other updating that I want to give you guys is the 8 by 8 kennel, which is no longer a 10 by 10, which makes me sad, but we put it up against the house. So we are going to turn that into the Bunny Palace or the Bunny Bungalow. I haven't quite figured the name out yet, but I want to have the girls in an outdoor area in the summertime so they can have more space and they can get to know each other. Because as of right now, Freya and Mochi are bonded together and Magpie is all by herself. So the whole goal is to have a fence in between them, and I'm going to put some chicken wire up against that fence as well, and that way Mochi can't go through the fence and try and kill Magpie again. We're not going to have that incident. But then that way they can learn how to get along with each other, they can bond with each other, and they can all be in the same pen together without a fence after they're done doing their dominant female thing. So that video will be coming soon. I'm still getting all the materials for it and planning it. And on top of that, I need dirt for it too, because I need to level out the ground. So waiting on dirt for the garden, waiting on dirt for the bunny bungalow or bunny palace or whatever name we're going to come up with. And then I need to take that, it's a 2x4, I want to say, raised bed that was nailed together, and sand that down, paint it all nice and pretty, probably put some landscaping fabric or some kind of mesh in there to keep it from rotting the wood on the inside, and then place that in a nice sunny area out by the patio. And then, if it stops raining, stops hailing, stops being so windy, we can finally plant some veggies, which I'm looking forward to. So regardless or not, this week I will be planting the Swiss chard and I will be planting the butterhead lettuce in the 4x8, and then we will be planting the spinach and radishes because they can go in the ground now. The only thing I'm waiting on is the green beans, and I have to go to Bonnie's to go get them. So that's the update, and that's what's planning for the garden of Little Patch of Heaven. So let's see how this season works, and let's see what kind of harvest we can get. Obviously it's going to take time to be able to get to the harvest part, but gardening teaches patience. Patience. Patience that I don't have, but I must learn. So with that, thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing with my blurry screen, trying to show you what my garden looks like. And thank you for watching, subscribing, and liking. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. So, with that, I will see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.